What's up guys? Today we're going to be doing an unboxing on this ZD Racing Pirates 2. I previously showed you what was in the box in another video of mine, but right now we're actually going to take it out of the box, take a look at what it comes with, go over the pricing. I'm going to even compare it to an Arrma Typhoon 3S, which I think is a direct competitor, although the Arrma is $300 and it doesn't even come with a lipo. This one right now is about $220 on Banggood, and I will be putting a 10% coupon code in the description to this video. Usually the coupon codes are valid. Make sure you apply those to get this thing for around 200 bucks. This is probably, I'm going to say it, one of the best values for an 8th scale electric brushless ready to run buggy that comes with a lipo. Before I open the box, let me tell you a thing or two about 8th scale buggies. I got a couple of them. Here's an XTM Racing XT2 with an XTM 457 engine, the biggest engine they ever came with. And I have a couple of other buggies right here. The thing is, with the 8th scale buggies is you can never go wrong. Cheap, expensive, doesn't really matter. They're all built to take a bashing, unlike the Arrma 8S Creighton, which basically just folds when you do any jump on it. The reason is, those longer fake fit scale RCs that Arrma now sells are basically just buggy pan chassis. Really no different than the one we're gonna open right here. Really no different than this XTM here in the back. They're just flat aluminum pan chassis, and it's just the laws of physics. When you have a lot of mass landing on itself, eventually it's gonna wanna cave like this. The 8th scale platform, in my opinion, is one of the most rugged and durable in pretty much every regard. Not only do they always have the best aluminum oil-filled shocks, this one is no exception. We're going to take a look at it. They have really rugged aluminum pan chassis. They have a good rugged drivetrain setup with 3 diffs that are fully tunable, and they have aluminum shock towers front and rear, amongst a couple other parts. So these things are really meant to take a bashing. One of the best things I also like about the 8th scale buggies is a lot of the stuff they use in terms of wheels and driveline and even gears they're pretty much all standard. What that means is the wheels from this buggy, you see these 17mm buggy wheels, they're basically identical to the one on this XTM here. So wheel choices are never going to be a problem. The 8th scale buggy segment has been using 17mm wheel hubs since I first got into the hobby. We're talking the late 1990s. Offna Hyper 7s, other forms of Offnas, which they basically all look the same at that time to me, other than the names and the price. You can't really ever tell them apart. In terms of shipping from Banggood, you could tell the box is not even damaged. It came wrapped pretty normally. Shipping time was, as expected. Here it is, guys. Beautiful 8th scale electric brushless buggy. First thing in the box is our charger. These are fairly typical. They're included with a lot of RCs today. What's great about them is you don't need to use any kind of complicated setups in terms of adapters. You just simply plug in the balance port from your 2S or 3S and this thing will charge you right up. Here is our radio. It's a ZD Racing 2.4 gigahertz 4-channel system. So what's great about this is it not only has, your basic 2 channels, but you have channel 4 and channel 3. So if you ever wanted to program any kind of accessories or lights or whatever, and you wanted it to function from your remote, you could easily just do that. All of our servo reversing and trims are here. Pretty convenient. This uses 4 AA's. The buggy itself is really well packed. I don't see any damage here at all. Very simple packaging in the box. Nothing crazy here. Our wing, we're just going to put this on a little bit. We have some spacers and hardware for the wing, as usual. Here is our manual, and we also have a couple zip ties. Sometimes people ask, what's the suspension like out of the box? Well, I'm going to show you the suspension in the box. You guys see this? I'm pressing down on the buggy. The spring rate in the back is perfect. If this was one of the Jang popular URC videos, man, he'll probably spend 20 minutes talking about the suspension alone. All right, let's get it out of here. The front is a little under dampened. I would say needs to be rebuilt and probably a little bit more shock oil, but it's fluid, it's smooth. There's no weird bump steer issues that I could see. The back is perfect. This is exactly how I like my shocks to rebound. You guys see this? When you push it down, it takes a little bit of time to come up. This is exactly what you want for landing those jumps. You don't want the front to just bottom out like that on a jump. You want it to be nice and planted, exactly like this. So this I might do in a future video, but the stock suspension, I'm very content with. Let's remove the wheel, see what the hub looks like, I just want to point out that this thing has serrated wheel nuts. These are actually the same as the Traxxas Revos use. Let's remove it. I'm going to have to use pliers because I don't know where my wheel nut wrench is for these nuts. Okay. Alright, let's remove the wheel. Pretty normal 8 scale racing buggy wheel. The rubber, really soft, guys. Really soft. The foam inside, I would say it's pretty much perfect, exactly how I like it. It's not too rough, it's not too soft. Really nice. These are vented wheels. You could see there is a hole here in the rim. So, you know, you shouldn't have any kind of issues with this rubber kind of expanding or holding too much water inside if you do get it wet. Alright. We have an aluminum 17mm wheel hub, which is pretty normal. The rest of the suspension parts here in the front are plastic. I just want to say that this buggy is actually not as heavy as you would expect, so this is actually pretty normal. The Nitro buggies almost always have metal or aluminum steering components here in the front, but this is fine. The plastic itself looks really beefy. You also have a sway bar in the front. You have a whole set of metal drivetrain components in the front and in the back, of course. Let's remove the body, see what it is. We have 2 basic body clips, and the body clips are actually really nice. They're not these small little stupid, you know, little baby ones that you have to have like, you know, small lady fingers to take off. These are true 8 scale body pins. For me, these are the little things that actually matter. So this buggy has been reviewed by multiple channels, including the RC Sailors, but they're never going to point out, you know, facts about body clips because they just do not have the same RC experience that I do. All right, let's remove this. Body is normal, nothing to see here, you know, blah, blah, blah. There we go, it's a body. 80 amp 3S capable ESC. The best thing about this is it has standard Dean's plugs. These might not be original Dean's, but they are Dean's style. So pretty much any battery that you have that is a standard size connector like this will be perfect here. It is a waterproof system. You could tell because the on-off switch is insulated with a little rubber grommet. The receiver box is here also. We gotta put on our antenna, little tube here. The heart of this system is obviously, you know, the entire brushless drivetrain, and when you look at it, it looks really basic and minimal. These are one of the things that make a buggy like this extremely easy to work on. So this motor pinion here, I could already tell it's extremely small. So when the RC Sailors reviewed this, they didn't say that it was that quick, and I don't blame them. This is a really tiny pinion, but what's good is that it has Mod 1 gears, so you could pretty much stick any motor pinion on here, and then you could use your adjustable motor mount here to slide the motor a little bit out, and therefore you're gonna increase your top speed. Now, in case that is not enough for me, don't you worry. We got an upgraded 8th scale motor here. This is a 4-pole 4300 kV 3360. This is about twice the kV rated number as the stock factory motor here. This is more than the Arma Typhoon comes with for $300. And guys, this was like a $16 motor from Surpass Hobby, also from Banggood. I've had this for quite a while. I'm gonna put a link in the description for a motor like this. This is a really good powerful motor. Probably the highest rated kV system I've seen from a 3660 style motor. The other side of the chassis has our battery and our electronics, mainly the receiver box. Let me open up the receiver box. I already noticed an interesting design. Look at that. It just pops off like that. You don't need any kind of body pins, any screws. It's a self-contained unit, basically on a clasp mechanism. Our 2.4 gigahertz system is in here. Everything looks to be normal. I'm gonna put this back in a little bit, but I kind of like this kind of stuff, you know? You don't need any extra body pins. Boom, there it is. I just put it back. Our battery is held in with 3 Velcro straps, which is really nice, honestly, because you could fit basically any style battery in here that you wanted, as long as they'll fit, obviously. Let's see what this one is rated for. One of the best things I like about this one is it comes with a battery. It doesn't say what the rated capacity is, but I'm gonna put it in the video here. I'm just gonna basically research it from the Banggood website. And it's nice that it even comes with a battery like this. A battery like this, that's a 3S, is at least gonna run you $30 for the worst one possible. So, you know, in terms of value, this comes with a nice 3-cell pack. The Arma Typhoon doesn't. Looking at the front of the suspension, I like the way it's set up. We have nice aluminum oil-filled shocks with the ZD Racing logo here. The aluminum shock towers seem really beefy. Look at the thickness on these things. They're actually really nice. We have an aluminum steering link here with pretty beefy looking tie rods all around. Look at the steering slop. There's almost no slop as I move the wheel left to right. Literally nothing. Look how solid the entire steering suspension system is in the front. This is pretty common for an 8th scale buggy, to be honest with you, and I'm very happy that this particular one is very tight in the front. You want these things to handle like they're on rails, and that is basically what, draws people to 8th scale buggies. They are very good at handling, and this one should be no exception. It's got the typical 8th scale aluminum pan chassis. All the holes are countersunk. You could tell there's nothing sticking out on the bottom here. Sometimes people put chassis protectors here. You could easily get one if you wanted to, but you know what? This is not one of those most high-end level buggies. This should be good for bashing. It could take the abuse. It has a fairly light design, so it should have no reason to fold, over itself, just like the Arrma 8S Kraton does. Here's a look at the ESC. This is a 3S 80 amp unit. Now, a lot of times you could probably even run 4S in these. You just got to check it out. I don't even have a 4S pack because I am the Nitro RC Guru historian. So I'm going to be using the included battery that this came with. But if anybody knows if this is a 4S capable ESC, put it in the comments. I like the fact that it's got a built-in cooling fan here on top. Seems pretty good. Has a nice aluminum heat sink. Pretty much typical type of stuff for any electric RC. Here's a side-by-side of both of these, the Nitro XTM and the ZD Racing Pirates. Let's remove the body from this XTM just because I'm so proud of my Nitro, guys. I just want to show it off. That's all there is to it. Here it is, beautiful 8th scale Nitro buggy. Nothing beats one of these. But if you notice, as I put the suspension through its full range of motion in the front, there's a lot of weird suspension geometry going on. The wheels are literally moving outside. There is something going on with the suspension on the XTM, which is pretty weird. The ZD Racing, straight down, perfect suspension geometry. You don't see the kind of weird bump steer, I think that's what it's called, as you do on the XTM. Very weird. The suspension here, perfect. Already an upside to this cheap ZD Racing. I still love the XTM just because, Nitro, but these are two totally different things. I just want to point out that the wheels are identical, the specs in terms of dimensions are identical. The only thing is here, you have an electric drivetrain, and this is Nitro. Of course, it has its own problems, it also has its own rewards, but the electric one is plug in the battery, connect the connectors, boom, you're good to go. This, you gotta do a whole bunch of repairs before you even get it running. This is one of those RCs I love to hate just because it's so weird. It tries to do what it did really well, but it has little fails just like this all over the place. I have the battery charger connected. I'm going to plug in the battery. You could use obviously any charger, but I'm going to use this one just for demonstration purposes. Here, it's very simple. You just take the charge balance port, plug it into, the larger opening of the two. Boom, your LEDs are red. That means it is charging. I'm not sure how long this is going to take because, this battery is relatively probably charged from the factory. You would have to first deplete it and then charge it to actually get a full gauge of how long. But don't expect this to be super fast. What matters is the charger and the battery is at least included. The battery is fully charged. I have it connected to my cell checker. I always like to check new packs just to see if the cell charge is consistent. It is at 12.64 volts. It is fully charged. Some would say even overcharged. Let's see what the individual cell charge voltage is. Cell 1, 4.26. A little on the high side. It should be 4.2 max. Cell 2, 4.2. Perfect. Cell 3, 4.17. This is good. As you run it, of course, it will slightly deplete, and eventually when you balance it again, this is just the first charge, and I left it on there for quite a while. Overall, I would say the charger did a quite good job charging the battery. We are at full capacity. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. This was just an unboxing video. I did a small comparison with a Nitro buggy. Went over some of the electronics. I showed you the battery charges pretty well. In the next video, I will be doing a lot of speed test, running test, exams. This thing is basically gonna go to school. The included motor is a little on the low kV side. I have no doubt that putting on a larger pinion such as this here will make this much faster. If I'm not satisfied, we're gonna put on this motor. Like I said, the best thing about this buggy platform, it's very easy to work on. It's very easy to get standard size electronics for this, and you can mod this as much as you want and you're always gonna have a good time. Thanks for watching, comment, like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Later.